Actually, I am James Lumsey. I don't know if JP is on the call or not yet.
He is. He's
He's
Okay,
here.
well,
supposed to
I
join.
see
He
him.
is crazy.
Yeah, he's here.
I apologize. I
Oh,
see
that's okay.
his.
Both of them are here. It's fine.
Okay, so my stuff was freezing.
Okay.
Catch me back up.
Okay, so basically we're doing introductions on like what our classes and like
You're
your
major.
your major, your class and your major, and then we'll get into the frat stuff.
Okay, so my name is Jonpierre Thornton. I'm a senior studying computer science. Uh, I graduate March 2022. May 2022. If that's the question.
Okay, thank you for that. All right, and then Mr. James, is his
Um,
video? His video's not on. Okay.
yeah, I'm not looking the best right now. My name is James Lumsey. I am a senior
It's
graduating
okay.
December 2021, studying marine biology.
Oh wow, that's interesting. I know you're gonna have to move out of Arkansas to further your career because there's not a lot of water here.
Yes, ma'am. I want to move back to Georgia.
Okay, alrighty then. Well, thank you all for that. So let's go ahead and get into the fraternity information. When and where you all found it, and I'll pick some names,
All
y'all. Like
right,
in class.
so I'll go. So the Lambda Eta chapter of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated was chartered on the campus of Arkansas State University October 23rd, 1979 by the most distinguished honorable member, Dr. J. W. Mason.
All right, and let's go all the way back though to the beginning of Phi Beta Sigma as well.
Oh, all right. Now that was founded January 9th, 1914 in Washington, D.C. at Howard
Okay,
University.
alrighty then. And so, can you tell us about some of the principles or the foundation that the fraternity was founded upon?
JP, would you like to share?
I got you right here. Uh, our fraternity was founded on brotherhood, scholarship, and service.
All right, so can you talk about how you all try to exemplify those principles on a daily basis?
Well, on a day-to-day basis, uh, we most definitely act like brothers. Uh, in the sense of like we hold each other accountable. Uh, we're brotherly as like we come together and hang out. We have fun time. But when everything is not peachy and keen, we also hold each other accountable there. Uh, we're a colorful group of characters. I will say that. Service wise, we also come together for the community. Like this past semester, we did ringing the bells for Salvation Army.
Okay.
We also do like sleep out for the homeless. We couldn't really do it that well this semester, but we usually do it every year. We sleep out for the homeless and raise money for Salvation Army also. Scholarship,
That's wonderful.
scholarship, same thing. It goes hand in hand with brotherhood. We have to hold each other accountable, keep our grades up.
Okay.
We smart over
Okay.
here.
Sir,
We smart over here.
I know quite a few Sigmas. They're my age group and they are very intelligent. So I gotta give a shout out to those. To all the crew that was at Arkansas State probably before y'all in the early 90s. So I'm just gonna say that. The early 90s.
Not
Oh
back in the
goodness.
day.
Y'all should have met. Hopefully one day you get to meet some of those if they ever come back in town. Most of them moved away to pursue their careers, but hopefully they'll come back around and you will get to meet some of them one day. So let's talk about some of your programs. I'm looking at your website. So for anyone who wants to find out more information, go to Phi Beta Sigma 1914.org and click on the menu and look at some of their community initiatives, partnerships, and programs. And so I'm going to go down bigger and better business, education, social Sigma club. And so let's talk about one that's, a topic that's happening now in real time, which is social action There's a lot of things happening right now. We just had another election or round of election runoff in Georgia. And so then the work doesn't stop there though. Once people get in office, there's still work to be done. So talk about you all's role when it comes to social action and what you try to do.
You want me to get it in?
Whoever would like to, I'll pick a name though.
Go ahead.
Okay, I got one. Okay, so this past election year, there was a lot of struggle to the polls. I seen a lot of Sigmas that were getting active in the community and helping people vote, helping people who may have never voted vote for the first time. Uh, as you know, this past election was crucial. We had to get Joe Biden into office, and well, not even just Joe Biden, just making sure we utilize our black vote, because a lot of people may have been unaware or uninformed about the situation that's going on at the White House. A lot of people choose to turn their heads away, so it's important that we provide information and shed light on what's going on.
Okay. Okay. And I'm also reading under this tab where it says educating fraternity members on health issues affecting them and their families. As we know, there are a lot of disparities in the Black community when it comes to getting access to health care, or just the information, period. And so I see that you all try to do your best to educate people on what's available to them. Um, I know with the pandemic happening, you've had to adjust, some of your activities, but tell us how you have been trying to operate in the midst of this pandemic, not just with social justice, but with any of your programs.
Okay, so basically, since we're in a panoramic, um,
Oh, good.
we during the pandemic, my mom does actually work in like mental health and such things like that. So like she has provided a lot of like health tips and tricks and such things like that to help adjust and deal with that. It was one of those situations that we just kind of had to find your niche that
Okay.
find something that calms you. Like me, I can't swim, but I love water. So
Okay.
like I don't know, it's very strange, I guess. Like if water runs under my hand, it calms me down after a while. But it is one of those situations that, like I said, you just have to kind of find what de-stresses you. You have to really take a look back and be like, okay, this really is negativity to me. So well, negative to me. So therefore we need to shift this over and just move it on to a different route. So I feel like with that going on, you just kind of it made everyone aware of what they need to do and take certain precautions, even jobs aware to take the necessary precautions to have, better health and better themselves.
Okay. I don't want to leave Mr. James out of the conversation. Do you have anything you would like to add?
About the
Anything,
mental health and things like that during the
or just
pandemic.
anything you would like to share concerning that as well, but anything you would like to share concerning the organization?
I know, well, I can speak for the mental health because we had a mental health week, and we'll do posts every week for our up here at our school and repost it on all social media outlets, just to
Okay.
try to let everybody know that we're still trying to be active in the community, even though we can't physically do it because of the pandemic, but we still want to do our best to help out and let everybody know about mental health and ways to deal with stress during the pandemic. Because school is also stressful, and the pandemic just made it like 10 times worse.
I can imagine. Now, on campus, do you all have any type of discussion boards, or I know you can't really just congregate a lot in public, in large groups, but do you all still have a way to socialize virtually on campus to help each other through these different issues that you're facing?
Now on campus, are you talking about just for us or just? Oh well, I'll just do it like this. So for the actual people and like the students and whatnot, like James stated, we do like postings and such things like that. If I do see somebody on campus, with their mask on and social distance and whatnot, we'll just tell them like, hey, you got this, you can make it. you are
Okay.
somebody, encouraging words. Now with each other, we just kind of pick up on the phone. We pick up the phone and be like, are you okay? You good? You need something? All right, cool. We're not dropping out is not an option. We're not failing. We're gonna prevail. So that's what we're gonna do. I like to send scriptures, and such things like that, to get people through,
Okay.
So
All right. So let's talk about some other programs. I know that you all are busy in school, trying to just maintain. But I see that there's a Sigma Beta Club, and so have you all been able to be involved in any type of club, mentorship clubs, or anything of that nature since you've been in school?
Should I speak on this one, Ben?
Hmm.
yes.
I got you.
Can you
Okay.
hear me?
Yeah. So our Sigma Beta Club has not been started up yet. We're trying to get our grad school started back up. It should be starting back up actually this semester. So hopefully we can get a Sigma
Okay.
Beta Club started soon after that.
That would be awesome. I would love to see all of the fraternities and sororities represented here in our community. Again, I'm in that alumni. I'm not a Greek, but I'm in that alumni group, so I know all of them, and I see the work that they do, and I would love to see everybody represented right here in our community. You all do wonderful work, and so can't wait to see you all get more active. Any of you plan on staying in Jonesboro after you graduate?
Oh
I'm
no.
gonna stay 1 year after I
I'll
graduate.
come back.
Oh no. I'll come back
I've
and
been
visit
up
if they
here
need
for
me
too.
to.
Oh
Oh
goodness.
no.
I'm just a hop, skip, and a jump away. I'm over the bridge in Memphis, so it's not much
I
for me to come
mean,
back.
I'm close to the state line, but I plan on going to grad school elsewhere. Like,
Oh, okay. I totally understand. Totally understand. So let's talk about the local chapter. We have about 6 minutes left in this segment. So let's go ahead and get into the local chapter. And what are some activities you all have been able to accomplish in 2020, um, even in the midst of all?
ooh, actually, we were able to successfully pull off a blue and white week, but it was virtually. So basically, we teamed up with the Zaytoots, we teamed up with Iota New, and we pulled off a blue and white week, and everything was virtual. Everything was on a Zoom call. So we did like virtual scavenger hunts. We did
Virtual.
like a movie night. Yeah, we did a movie night. We did a trivia, and it was all Halloween themed. So it was one of those situations. Yeah, we just all had to kind of, we were throwing it together. We were all sitting down talking. We were like, what are we gonna do? This would be a lot better in person, but we have to work with what we got. So it was like, okay. So it was fun. We made it happen. It was great. There was a lot of phone calls and a lot of back and forth, and we made it happen.
And during this time, I'm sure you had to become very, very creative in how you put together things. And so
Very much so.
seeing how the first event went, do you feel that you would try to do it again, but now that you know how to work out some of the kinks, you can maybe do it better or different?
I still believe things would be a lot better in person, but of course, I mean, we just have to adjust to this new way of life. I do think that I'm an observant person. You can ask all of the chapter. I'm very observant, but it is one of those situations that I feel like we all had to just look at it. And I know from my point of view, I was staring at things like, okay, this is how this org did things. This is how we did things. Okay, so I was taking bits and pieces from what everybody did. And I was like, okay, so now we have a general consensus of what we all can do. So I was like, all right. So I believe in the upcoming semester, we do have a good idea of what we can avoid and what we can need to go with.
Okay. All right then. Would James or John like to jump in and talk about some other activities or things that you tried to do that didn't go off as well, or anything you'd like to share about the local chapter?
Um,
Um,
you want to go, James?
I mean, I was just gonna say how one activity we did was successful when we went and cleaned our highway That one
Okay.
went pretty successful. Wasn't too much trash. The weather was nice.
Where is it located?
JP?
Ben, I forgot the actual like.
Okay,
Well,
so
Yeah.
I'm really bad with addresses, but I can paint a good picture. All right. So you know how you're gonna take the back way to go to Memphis? Like you're gonna go back towards that way, going to I think is it like it's not Hoaxie or is
is
it
it?
Brink? It's not.
Hoxie?
Oh, is it Hoxie? I'm not from Arkansas, so look,
Okay.
I just told on myself, but look, so like it's towards that way. It's like the back way towards Memphis where they have all that road constructions going on back there, like they're building a new bridge or something. So you keep straight and you keep going and you keep going, and then you see a sign that says Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, Lambda Eta, and then you're like, oh, there's a highway. So it's like
Okay.
that. Yeah, it's very hard to explain. It's like next to some, I believe like an auto service place, an old auto service place, and maybe like a
Okay.
junk, like a little junk station next to it or something like that. It's like
Okay.
this on the right side, you have those buildings. On the left side, you have a ditch and train tracks. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, next time you're gonna have to solicit maybe some volunteers to come out and help you and make it a whole community event. We have a shout out from Mr. Rollo Brown. No,
Oh.
he's even though he's younger than me, he still falls in that group that's a little older than you. He says, "Get it, bros." He said, "Yes, our grand chapter is now reinstated." I'm so happy to hear that.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
So Rollo, you know I'm gonna be bugging you. If y'all gonna get to know me, the longer y'all here in Jonesboro for the rest of your college education career, get to know me because I will be reaching out.
I think I met you
We
last year.
always have something to do. Sir,
I met you last year. I went there. I went there in person last year. I don't think you remember.
I'm so sorry. It's been a while. I like so much has happened. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's been a long year.
Yes, it felt like from March to whatever was the longest time ever. But I'm happy I got to meet you. Hopefully, we get to know each other more again. And we do have some community service projects coming up for the radio station. So nice to see you, Jay.
Not you got
Yeah.
yourself together. Not you had to do a quick one too.
You make me want to color my hair. Anyway, we're going to
Look,
keep it
go for it.
rolling.
Go for it.
Look, we support it.
Oh,
We support it all.
we're about to get ready to take a quick break. We'll keep the conversation rolling on our Facebook Live feed. I want to say good morning to Mr.
Okay.
Derek Coleman. He said, "And the gentleman of Phi Beta Sigma." Thank you, Mr. Derek, for checking in. And so, if you have any questions, comments, shout outs for these young gentlemen, please leave them in our Facebook Live feed. And then we're going to take a quick break from the air, but we'll still be live. I want to just talk about other activities that are PG that we can talk about. Um, and then when we come back on air, we'll talk about, why you joined, what impact has the fraternity had on your life, and, what legacy do you hope to leave? These are questions I ask everybody. Like, we're in this space and time where we have a younger generation that's looking up to you all. And so it's like, what legacy do you want to leave them? So, but we'll get into all of that when we come back from our break. You're tuned into Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back after these announcements. Okay, so we're off air, but we're still on Facebook. So, again, I know everything's been topsy turvy. How many gentlemen are in the undergraduate chapter?
8?
I think
Okay.
8. Yeah.
8?
Tom
8?
just graduated, so it's a
Yeah.
little hazy.
Hold on, wait. Oh wait, yeah. Kobe did just graduate, so I believe it's now 7.
7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so, are y'all
Yeah,
able to? I know, again, trying to keep the distance. Are y'all able to still even socialize in person? Just the ones of you who know each other, who maybe get tested, or just the your safety practices.
Oh yeah,
You
we all
also,
get tested. Like we don't play that. We all
yeah.
get tested. We make each other show papers, and then we're like, okay, we're good.
Look, we drink our
Okay.
water, stay healthy.
We
I
drink our
work for the
water. We take
hospital,
our
so I know as
vitamins.
soon as I have it.
I have to take I'm at work right now, and I actually need to get back before they realize that it's gone too long. So So I'm gonna say this and I gotta go. So, but like at work, we have to take our temperature and everything like every single day. And as a manager, I have to take everybody else's temperature. So
Okay.
therefore, yeah,
All right. Well, thank you for joining us.
no
Thank you.
problem.
And I hope you do have a good rest of your day and stay safe. Mask up.
Thank you. Uh, Already on it. Bye
It's good
guys. I
to
hope y'all do
meet you.
well. Nice to meet you too.
All right, gentlemen. So I promise I won't be too hard, ask too many hard questions. But I know you're tired of school, and so what has it been like though with virtual learning, or have you been
Well,
in class?
for me, my classes are way harder than they need to be. Because I'm a computer science major, and for me, you would think virtual classes would be right up my alley, but I really rather be in class where I can like take efficient notes. I could just take better notes when I'm in class. I don't know. I don't know
Okay.
what it is. I feel like when I'm on Zoom, I have too many distractions, so I feel like Zoom works against me.
Yes. Like, look, I have a phone and a tablet and a laptop. Yeah.
Yeah.
It don't make it no better. You in class just laying in bed.
Oh yeah, that's even worse too. Cause
That's even worse.
I work overnight, so when I wake up for
Oh.
class, I'm already tired.
Oh my
So
goodness.
yeah.
All right. So we got about 20 seconds before we go back on air. And so when we come back, we're going to talk about why you joined, what impact the organizations had on your life, and then what legacy you would like to leave. So stay tuned. For those of you watching on Facebook, we're about to go back on air, so hold tight. Just a minute. All right, welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. I'm joined by members of the Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, Mr. Jonpierre Thornton and Mr. James. I'm sorry to get his last name. And so thank you all for joining us. I know it's early in the morning. Y'all probably rather be asleep or something, or maybe you have class. I hope you don't have class soon. But thank you all for joining us. And so we're going to keep the conversation rolling. And we're going to get these gentlemen to share why they joined Phi Beta Sigma and, you know, what impact it's had on them. So whoever would like to go first?
Um, mm, I joined Phi Beta Sigma because I wanted to be the first Greek in my family. Um, Also, I'm from Memphis. I'm a first generation college student. Uh, Greeks in my family, like we don't. I never knew what a Greek was. So
Okay.
learning and going through the process of becoming one, it was a really eye opening experience for me. Um, it it really made me think about the man I am and like the man I want to be.
Okay.
Like I'm probably for this chapter, I'm probably gonna go down as the fixer. I'm the Sigma that does everything when it needs to be done. Like if somebody needs something, I'm probably there.
Okay.
So
Alrighty. Now, growing up, did you ever encounter other men from any other fraternities, or were there any sigmas that made an impact in your life as you were growing up?
um what's weird, I was an internet child. So I
Okay.
grew up seeing things on the internet. Uh I've seen videos of frats strolling and I never knew what it was. Like I
Oh,
could tell you when I was like 13, 14, 15, I seen videos of people like Sigma walking. I seen videos of the Qs hopping, of Kappas doing their shimmy, but I could never tell you what it was. And
okay.
me growing up, like when I got to high school, I really didn't have a plan. I know this sounds bad to say. I really didn't have a plan, but it's the
Most
truth.
people don't.
I wanted to go to the Air Force, but I couldn't get into the Air Force because I was denied because of a medical disqualification. I have eczema, so they denied me because of that.
That's crazy.
So I had to come up with a backup plan, and I had a friend, which is actually James's roommate. He was my best friend in high school, so it's small world. He was my best friend in high school, and he was already going to A State. So through him, I came to A State, and that's where I kind of blossomed into my own. And I met the Sigmas, and I became a Sigma.
That's awesome. Okay. And so, what impact would you say that being a part of this fraternity has had on you? I know you talked about, it's helped to shape you or kind of get you in the mindset of the kind of man and person you would like to be. Are there any other impacts that, when it comes to education or just be being a community member, period? Like, what other impacts has it made?
Um, it most definitely made me more aware to the fact that I have to do more for my community. There's so much work to be done for the community, and we don't realize it. There's so much small stuff you can do that can have such a big impact. Like you might think it's small, like cleaning the highway or raising money for Salvation Army, like standing in the cold stuff people really don't want to do, but
Yeah.
it makes somebody else's day. So I just had to realize that.
Alrighty. Thank you for sharing that. Mr. James, your turn.
Yes. Growing up, my mom was a Zeta. I kind of didn't know for a while because we just didn't talk about Greeks in the house, but I would like see her cups and stuff. And my uncle is a Q dog. And I know in middle school, he was like, if you ever decide to go Greek in high school and college, I'll pay for everything. Not knowing anything, I said, yeah, I'll do it. I'm like, it's free. So, all right, I'll do it.
Okay.
High school, I got to high school. I was social media. I saw some Greeks. Started talking to them. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do this. That's not me. Yeah, I was completely against it. Both my parents would tell you for the longest. I said I would never go Greek. I said I'm just get my degree and go to work.
Okay.
Got to college. All majority of my friends were either Greek or going Greek. They was like, "You finna do it?" I was like, "Nah, that's not me." I went to two different colleges. I started at SAU Magnolia, and then I transferred to Jonesboro my end of my freshman year. Got up here, met some more Greeks. I was like, you know what? This probably won't be that bad. I think I can do it. This in my family read about it, like what they do, end up joining and crossing successfully.
Okay. Now talk about the impact it has had on you since you decided, okay, I'm gonna do this. Now I'm in it. What impact has it had on you?
It actually changed my view of things a little bit because thinking back on it at the beginning, I thought it would completely change my life for the worse because they said it's like a lifetime commitment. I'm thinking, so I'm gonna have a life no more. But that was like the younger me thinking, yeah, I thought it was just gonna completely take over my life. But
Yeah.
now that I'm in it, it's really just an addition to my life, and it's low key making it better because I have like so many more connections that if I needed help in any aspect, I can reach out to any brother in organization and get that help.
That's awesome. As undergrads, have you all had a chance to go to any conclaves or other state or national meetings or conferences?
I
I
actually haven't been to any because I just joined recently this spring
Okay.
semester, but I know it's one coming up in August that I've been reading about through the emails.
Okay.
I believe August.
I've
Okay.
never been to a conclave, but I've been to state meeting. I've been to AFLV. I've been to regional meetings. So I've got the chance to interact with other Sigmas and see everybody congregate before COVID. And I would really suggest that he get the chance to, but hopefully the world like it'll be in a better state so he'll get the chance to see what that experience like.
Okay. All right. So, for you, John Pierre, um, what was it like though, getting to meet some of those elder Sigmas and just hearing their stories and learning from their wisdom?
Um, I can say it's really eye opening because you don't realize how what's the word how ubiquitous and like everywhere we are like it's Sigmas that'll be from like a totally different school uh and their school structure is way different from ours, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they'll have the same stories about what goes on in the school. So it's
Okay.
crazy. Like I remember I went to AFLV, and there was a Sigma I met there, and he was telling me about how he went to a PWI and how his school kind of runs exactly how A State runs.
Oh
And
wow.
I was talking to another Sigma from HBCU, and their school, it runs totally different. They have a little more leeway with stuff, but it's just like they do the same thing we do. So it's I can't really
Okay.
knock it.
Alrighty. I want to say good morning to Ms. Linda Johnson Frazier. Thank you so much for checking in. Um, all right, so let's talk about, what legacy. We're in a space and time where we know the world is, going all kind of directions, and we have to grab a hold of our young people. We have a responsibility, like even I have a responsibility that was handed down from my elders, and so you all have a responsibility to reach back and grab a hold of the younger generation. So those that are in junior high and high school. So what legacy would you like to leave to them? Whoever would like to go first.
Do you want me to go? Or you got it?
I'll go first since you went first last time. A legacy I would like to leave for either the younger generation or like anyone, I would say, like, I guess after me, I would say, is to just try to be active or like be aware of things going around. Because personally, me growing up, I did not pay attention to the news, politics, anything. I mean, you don't have to be into it, but I would still advise to at least pay attention so you can know. Because not knowing is worse than knowing. I believe that's wise to
Yes,
know.
most definitely. Mr. John.
Um, the legacy I would want to leave, the legacy I would want to leave behind for the younger generation, I just would want them to know just don't give up on themselves. Like, um, I'm kind of hard on myself when I do stuff wrong. I just blame myself. Like when stuff happens, I blame myself, and that's not the attitude you really want to have. Like, yeah, you want to hold yourself accountable, but like, don't beat up on yourself too bad. Like, cause every negative I've ever been through has only been a negative temporarily. So
Okay.
you gotta learn how to turn your losses into lessons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. So I want to talk about, we've all heard the stereotypes of every sorority, every fraternity, but there's just something about Sigmas. You all are just different, or there is no stereotype. And so let's talk about that. Do people still try to find something to label you all as? Like, you know,
I don't know. That was a big draw for me when I was joining the fraternity too. Like we didn't have a stereotype, and I think that stood out the most to me because I just wanted to be myself. And I'm a complex person. I don't know about everybody else, but I'm a complex person. Some days I'm sensitive, some days I'm aggressive, ultra aggressive for some reason. I don't know. I'm a Leo. It's my
oh
Leo
my God.
nature. I'm sorry, but that's just how I am. So I definitely found a home in Sigma. So I think that's a big draw for most people that we don't
Okay.
have a stereotype.
You want to add to that, Mr. James?
Um, I can say we are different. There is no standard for a Sigma because we're all different personality wise. Like every aspect, we're all different. You probably will find two Sigmas that are the same, but you probably won't find three that are the same because we're all different and we all welcome each other as we are.
And that's wonderful. And again, like I said, I know some of everybody from everywhere. So, but the Sigmas that I know, they are all different. But going back to your principles, they practice brotherhood like to the fullest. They are there for each other. They look out for each other. If one is hurt, one is down, they are there to lift the other one up. So they're not just brothers in name, they're brothers in deed as well. And so that's one thing I love and respect about you all and everybody else. But talking about the people that I know personally, they're really there for each other and they're kind. And I will say they're very intelligent as well. And I'm happy that you all don't adhere to any type of stereotype. So And you're allowed to just be yourself, be individual. So as we get ready, well, we still about 7 minutes or so. Anything you like to share about the local chapter? Like, have you had a chance to talk about possibly what you want to do for this year?
Um,
We have a little bit, nothing
Oh,
concrete, but ideas of what we could do.
yeah.
okay. And I know you can't share everything with us. We know that your Founders Day is coming up tomorrow. Any plans to hang out, kick it blue and white style?
I'll be on the clock at work.
Oh no.
uh, I'm gonna be road running tomorrow. I'm going home. But I'm gonna make plans to see most of my Sigmas at home, and I will try to find some of my brothers here. I know we're supposed to be getting together. We're gonna do something, but I don't know what's confirmed yet.
Okay. Y'all gonna have to do a virtual something toast, like put on all your gear and so who owns the most gear of the group?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good one.
I want to say Ben.
I'm probably right behind them though.
Yeah. Because you'll see Ben in some of everything.
Yeah,
Different
being a
t-shirts.
pop out with a sweater, uh,
Look, a
t-shirt,
cardigan.
custom made,
Man.
different jacket.
Oh my goodness. Wow. All right, so let's talk a little bit about there are some famous Sigmas, and of course I don't know them all. Everybody can Google all that information. Do you ever have plans on, or have you ever thought about trying to meet some of those other individuals that are in different arenas? Maybe they're celebrities that to kind of talk to them about their journey and how did they, why did they join and where they are now and all that good stuff.
Um, with meeting famous Sigmas, it's kind of weird because I don't ever see myself meeting like a like a Richard Sherman or something. Uh, I kind of aim lower than that. There's a
Uh,
YouTuber. There's a YouTuber because I watch YouTube a lot. His name is Corey Jones. He's
okay.
a Sigma. He has about I think 120,000 followers, and he does like vlogging videos, right? Um, I say realistically, if I were to meet him, I would just ask him like what he used to make like he used to make videos about like how to join the frat, what's what's different about joining the frat, what does the NPAC do, like what does it stand for. He like used to educate people that didn't understand what Greek life was about Greek life. And
Okay.
I would just like pick his brain about what made him want to start a YouTube, because I talk about starting a YouTube all the time. Most of my friends that know me, I'm real big into like the tech stuff. So I used to do YouTube, but I gave it up as a passion because I didn't have time. But uh once I graduate college and get on my feet, that's something I would want to do. So I would pick his brain about that.
Okay. That's awesome. James, any aspirations to meet somebody?
I haven't really done any research, but I'm pretty sure it is a famous Sigma in my field. I would like to have a conversation with because I'm big into video games and sea animals. So if I
Okay.
was one of them, I would just ask them like what inspired them to actually keep going and finish their goals.
Okay. I want to talk about another one of your brothers that I got to meet. I think he's graduated by now. Douglas Moss. Have you all had a
Mhm.
chance to meet him?
Yes, that's
Oh,
big. That's the ultimate
Yeah,
big bro right there.
yeah.
okay. So I know that he was instrumental. I don't know if he started the program at one of the elementary schools where he was mentoring the young gentlemen and showing them about, wearing ties and, whatever the
Mm.
conversation was. Have you all considered even starting or either joining his program or just doing something along that line?
I think there was a plan about how you said we don't have a Sigma Beta club. I think we were going to start our Sigma Beta club at that school actually,
Okay.
because uh through Doug we actually went up there one year and we read to the kids for Christmas. It was around Christmas time. We went up there and read for them, and we were trying to build that familiarity so they know our faces. So when we do start a Sigma Beta Club, it'll already be kids that we know.
That'd be awesome.
And that happened before COVID and before I joined.
Yeah,
so
and
nobody
him.
get confused that we was reading to kids during this time.
And we do hope things change so that you all can get more active, or back out there rather, and get, interactive with the children. I think young children really enjoy seeing older, I don't know, older people that are older than them but still close enough to their age. Some, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
They don't want to see me, somebody who's like mama to they don't want to see me. They enjoy interacting with you all. And I think it helps to really shape them and kind of give them a further outlook on life, what life could be like. Their situation, their surroundings don't have to be what it is at the moment. It could be better or different, But I think that interaction with you all really will help to cultivate that atmosphere. So we're going to get ready to take another quick break. We'll still be live on Facebook. And the last segment is shorter, about 5 minutes or so. And so thank you all for tuning in, for listening. Thank you all for supporting Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated and KLEK. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back after these announcements. If you have any questions or comments, shout outs, please drop them in our Facebook live feed. Sorry, we're not live in the studio, so no phone calls right now. And we'll get these young gentlemen to share some last words, comments, shout outs, whatever they would like to share about their fraternity, what they would like for you to know about them. So stay tuned and we'll be right back. Okay, so we're still live on Facebook. So I know that, again, you all have jobs and school and all that. I just want to say thank you again for joining us this early in the morning. Thank you for giving me your time. So any plans for the day, though? Since some of you will be working and busy tomorrow, will you try to do anything today? Just kind of a pregame.
I'm going shopping. I don't know about you.
Where you shopping at?
I gotta buy some more Greek stuff. My wristband broke, so I gotta go get a new one.
I broke my first one, lost my second one.
Oh no! Is there anywhere on campus to buy any paraphernalia?
Not on campus, but probably like at least a 5-minute drive up the street to the local Greek Barn in Jonesboro.
Okay. Alrighty. So do y'all have people give you gifts on Founders Day, like your family or other friends, or do y'all exchange gifts?
Personally, this is new to me, so I'm about to find out if that actually happens.
Now, when you say spring, what spring 2020?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you fresh off the boat. Yeah. How many were on your line?
We only had two, and I was the tail.
So what you say? Is it harder? Well, what is it like? It maybe Jonpierre can, chime in. Is it harder or easier with less or more? Like, you can imagine, like we've seen some lines, like especially also hundreds at a time and AKAs. But what is it like with a smaller line versus a mid-size line?
I'm not the best person for this question because I was a solo myself.
Yeah, we should have kept Ben on.
We should have kept Ben. Ben came off a line of 6. So
yeah, he would have been more suitable because I only had 2. So I really say.
Yeah, I was a solo and they were dudes. So,
Oh wow, I can't even imagine. Like, I don't know. Again, I don't know the ins and outs, and I don't. My time may come in the alumni chapter somewhere. But I can't even imagine what it's like solo, having to go through the process.
You definitely have to be a strong-minded person and can't give up. That's why I go back to like not giving up on yourself. me saying that earlier because it was so many times where I wanted to just quit and
Just
not
like,
do it.
that's awesome. And then, of course, I know everything is secretive. And so you couldn't really just share what you were going through with
It's
family and friends.
crazy. It's crazy. I didn't tell nobody what I was going through, but everybody knew because like I'm a quiet person. Well, I'm quiet around people I don't know, but around my friends, like I talk. So when I was actually going through my process, I had to disappear, and they were just like, they weren't surprised at all. So I can say
Okay.
that.
Okay. Alrighty. So have you had a chance though? Are there any aside from Rollo, have you had a chance to meet Kobe Parker?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Was he a mentor or I don't know what they call
Um, I've
as
met
you
him. I met
go
him a
ahead.
couple times. Like he'll come around campus and provide insight on how we run our events and stuff. Like there it's very informative when they come around because we learned a lot of stuff about what we could have did different or what we could have did better or what we could like take away from it. You know.
Okay. That's awesome. So I hope that you all get to do more this year. I really want to see you all active. I will say mark your calendars for February 27th if you all are around. KLEK is hosting a walk-in event for heart health awareness. So we would love to see some blue and white represented on that day. So
You
we're about to go
said
back on air.
what day is
So
it?
just on the 27th. All right,
February.
welcome back to Community Conversations on Kelly K. We're joined by gentlemen of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. Mr. Jonpierre and James have been really great sports. They've been very talkative and sharing a lot about the fraternity. Thank you, gentlemen, so much for giving me your time. And so, in these last, 5 minutes or so, I would like to give you all the floor to share any final thoughts, any shout outs, um, anything you want to talk about that we didn't cover. So, John.
Okay. For the last 5 minutes, I just want to shout out Lambda Ada chapter. I want to shout out all my frat brothers that didn't make it or couldn't be here or at home. Um, I miss y'all. Can't wait to see y'all again on campus. Lay y'all. Go mob.
Go. Alrighty. James.
I just like to say I appreciate y'all welcoming to the fraternity with open arms. I love y'all to death. Y'all my boys for life. Go Mob.
All right. I just want to give a shout out to everyone else that is listening and watching. I can't see all their names, but thank you all for checking in, for showing these young gentlemen some support on this day. And want to give a shout out to Benjamin, who was at work and chimed in for a little bit this morning. I texted him and bugged him yesterday, and we were texting at midnight. So thank you to him for getting back with me. And, I just really appreciate you all. I know that last year threw everybody for a loop. And so you weren't able to do all the activities you may have planned. And hopefully this year, with some planning and strategic planning, that, we can get back to, we can find ways to still serve our community in the safest way possible. So um, I know that some people prefer more in-person things, but have you all talked about possibly virtual book reading to maybe some of the kids that are still in school? I don't know if that's even a thing or if that's available. John?
Um, that's definitely a route we could take. I just think we would have to take the necessary steps to find a way to do that successfully. Um, but I never thought about that's a great idea actually. I never thought about that.
When I
Um, Serving the community this semester, if we're not gonna do one thing, we're definitely gonna try to serve the community because we can't we really it's hard to serve the community on campus, so we have to try our best to do things outside of campus and try to bring awareness that way too. So
Okay.
I think this is the perfect time. This is the perfect time not only for a scholarship but community service as well.
Alrighty. Alright, James, any final words you would like to add or any ideas on how you possibly can stay engaged in this semi-virtual world?
Um, just keep a strong Wi-Fi connection because you don't want to start buffering during an event. If somebody you glitch on the wrong word, now you done said something.
Look, I've been watching the news. Well, it's been kind of watching me, whatever. The TV's been on. And so there were times where the anchor was talking and then the person was like,
Oh yeah, I gotta
so
have
they
this.
had to cut the commercial. So I totally understand. Gotta have this strong connection. But
Yeah.
again, I thank you guys so very much. I look forward to seeing some more blue and white splashed across this community. Next week, the sisters are gonna be on. I know they're gonna cut up. They always do. And so hopefully we get to see another fabulous blue and white week somewhere down the line. Even if it's off season, look, we just gonna celebrate because, because we can. We deserve it. Oh my God. But thank you all so very much. I want to say thank you to the community for always supporting KLEK 102.5 FM. Mr. Derek Coleman said, I would like to have you gentlemen involved with a few communities work. Um, Derek Coleman is very active in the community. Um, of course, COVID shut some things down, but he's trying to get back into the groove of things. And so he'll be definitely reaching out to see, how you all can help because we kind of going back to the social action piece. Again, now that new people are in position, we're going to have a new president come January 20th, new cabinet members here and there, new people in Congress and the Senate. In Congress, the House Senate, um, the work doesn't stop. So we got to keep our community members informed. And even on the state level, there's so many laws and legislation that's passing. Everybody needs to know what's happening. So, and then again, on the city level, we have a new mayor. So anyway, the work doesn't stop. I would got to keep the train going. So, um, trust me, people will be reaching out to you, busy lives, and shout out to you all for these majors. Oh my goodness, I can't. I'm gonna have to keep tabs on you all to see where you go. Um, I love water, so the marine biology one is very exciting, but I'm not a scientist, but I love water. So I thank you guys, and I'm not going to hold you hostage much longer. So I do hope you have a fabulous, fabulous day. Anything else you'd like to say? We got a minute.
I'd just like to say thank you for having us and this opportunity to speak.
I was gonna say the same thing. Thank you for being such a great host.
Yeah.
Thank you all. And I just want to say, James, your hair is giving me life. Like, people who know me, back in some days, I had blonde hair, I had pink hair, I even had blue hair once. It was for a cause, but
Okay.
I was always doing something to my hair, and then I got serious, so I kind of let it grow,
Mm-hmm.
and I got some curls under all this, but any drop of water is like with the gremlins, boom.
Completely understand. It'll shrink right up.
So anyway, but I thank you guys, and I hope you have a great day. Happy Friday. Have a bundle up. Put your mask on. Be safe out there. And thank you all for listening. This has been Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. All right, so let me stop the Facebook Live feed. Oh, thank you guys so much. Um, now you can go back to bed.
That's exactly
Go
what I'm about to do.